Okay, well, we're live. We're officially live. All right, let's see.
Okay, we're live.
We're
I'm
live.
gonna go live on
So
Facebook
now,
and be like, guys, come to our live.
tell them pull up. Okay, cool. So I think it's up on YouTube. Let me see. Let me make sure real quick. It ends now. Oh, I have it on this. Okay, cool. So we're live on YouTube. That's great. And we're live on Twitch
We have 4
too.
people.
And we're on Twitch too. Great. What's going on, everybody? What is? Oh wait, I forgot to do the thing. Hold up.
Hello.
Oh wait, hold up. All right. Hello. What's going on, everybody?
Hello, people.
Sabrina, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you? I'm excited.
Wonderful. Freshly woken up. I got my smoothie.
Exactly. I got
chilling.
my little snack, my crackers or whatever.
We love it. So what are we doing out here? Who's in the chat?
So I see Daryl. I see my friend Namfon. I see Lem. I see Josh. Thank you guys for showing up.
What's going on? What is going on?
That means a lot. Like, I'm so excited.
So I guess I'm Garrett. What's going on? And this is Sabrina. Thank you guys for joining. This is gonna be really fun. Whatever questions you guys have, just drop it in the chat. We're gonna be out here. Just pull up. We'll post your comments from Twitch and YouTube. Appreciate the people coming from Twitch. We love to see it, and the people from YouTube.
Yeah.
Bree, what are we doing today?
So, guys, today we're going to be making a notepad app with React and Firebase. So we're super excited because Firebase is a really amazing technology, and a lot of people know about React, which is also really great. So we're gonna be putting the two together and making a small little mini app, like a notepad app. It'll have all the regular CRUD operations. So we're gonna be able to create, read, and update and delete notes. And all the notes are gonna be stored in Firebase. Yeah, that's what we're doing today.
Wonderful. Okay, cool. So if y'all are ready, go ahead and put a fire emoji in the chat right now. Go ahead. And let me show you guys today's goal. We're going to get this thing going. First round. Thank you, Daryl, for pointing that out. This is going to be fun. Firebase is love. Yes. I love it. Firebase is love. And then for those who don't know what Firebase is, we'll definitely go through that in a second. Are you ready to start? Oh,
Yes. I see
Kevin.
my roommate in here. Thanks,
Oh, really?
Lonnie.
Fire. Lonnie, what's going on? What's going on? Anthony, how you doing? Appreciate the support. Okay. Let's see. Give us a second. And should we wait? Where's the thingies? All right, cool. So I guess we can start talking about what we're about to do, right?
Yeah.
And what we're about to build. All right, cool. So let's
So the
go.
first thing we're gonna do, guys, is show you all our Figma. So Garrett is gonna share the Figma with you, so you have like an idea of what the UI is gonna look like for what we're making.
All right, cool. And y'all, please drop it in the chat if we are too low, you guys can't hear us, or we need to make the text bigger or something. Mm-hmm. Please let us know that. Yes, sir. All right, cool. So this is what. Oh, let me hide this. So this is what we're doing. We're creating a note-taking app with Markdown. So on the left, basically, it'll have like a create button so that we can create a new note. Then we'll have a list of notes over here. This section over here has the pinned notes, and then on the bottom has the regular notes. And the notes, they have like the title that you give it, and then the timestamp of when you updated it last, similar to like your regular note-taking app that you have right now. And if it's pinned, you'll get a nice little pin icon. And then over here, we have the big boy. We have the meat and potatoes of the application, where you have this is where you would put your title, and then this is where you would put your Markdown in this little light gray section over here. You could pin it, or you can remove it, and over here you would have the rendered version of the Markdown with all of its greatness. So yeah, this should really be fun. What is Markdown, Quan? Yes, what is Markdown? Great question. So Sabrina, what is Markdown?
Great question. So, Garrett, what is Markdown?
All right, cool. So Markdown is it is, oh gosh, you know what? I'm gonna give you all what I believe it is. A Markdown is just a great piece of technology that allows you to write documentation like really cleanly. If you go to like any docs, they always use Markdown. When you go to GitHub, they use Markdown. It just allows you to. So if you see over here, like this is an example where you have these blue links. Those are links. And in Markdown, how you render a link is by putting whatever you want the link label to be in brackets, and then the actual link to that link in the parentheses. And then there's stuff like that is like syntactic sugar, I guess, but just like specific things that you need to write. It's a text. There you go. Wow.
Yeah, stage one. It's a text
format. Thank you. Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
That's the right way to say it.
Way better than my explanation, but yeah.
So guys, Markdown allows you to make your own text editor in a way, because if you type something in Markdown and you put things in between the specific Markdown tags, it'll come out looking a specific way. So it's kind of like HTML, but like similar. Anyway, it'll make more sense when we get to it. Okay, it's just like
and the thing that I like to do is just go to the search for Markdown cheat sheet, and there's like a repo that'll give you all of the things that you can do within Markdown. Like how do you create a table in Markdown, and so like this part over here will render this table down here. So Markdown cheat sheet. Anything technical, just search for a poor man's HTML. I like that. So yeah, so that's what we'll be doing. And Bree, this is what we need. This is what we'll be using.
Yeah, so we're going to be using Visual Studio Code as our code editor. We're going to be using Emotion to style our components. So that's it's like a React library. And Garrett is going to be talking about that because he'll be working on the styling portion of this project. We're going to be using Firebase to store our data on the cloud or on the server, whichever term you prefer. We'll use Date FNS to to generate a clean timestamp for any time someone creates a new note. Okay, and then React Markdown is what we just talked about for the Markdown. Yeah.
Great, wonderful. Are you guys excited? I'm excited to start.
Yes, I'm excited.
So, because actually we're not going to get into that, but what we have right now is this over here, this gracious code editor. What we're gonna do is we'll move that off to the side somewhere, and bring this up. Let me know in the chat if you guys cannot see this. Let me know. Let me go to my settings. No setting. Nope. Community. Nope.
We're just gonna zoom. We're just gonna zoom everything.
All right. So wait, where is it up here? Okay, we'll put this to 20. Where's the terminal? Where's the terminal? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the terminal.
Daryl says you can see it perfectly.
Oh really? Okay. Cool. All right. So yes, VS Code for the win. We love to see it. So what we will do, so what we have currently right now is we just have a regular create React app. So how you do that is, for those who don't know React, you just do create React. Oh, nope, sorry. NPX. Yes.
Garrett, can you zoom just a little bit?
In the terminal?
Like on the text, the regular editor stuff.
Okay.
Maybe bump it up to like
22?
Maybe 22.
Or 24?
Yes.
And the terminal looks pretty small. So let me see. VS Code terminal font size. Let's see. Oh, wait, no, wait. Font size. Wait, here you go. All right, cool. So let's just put this somewhere. Can we put it right here? I think so. 18. Oh wait, no, that's the editor. No, why did I do that? Okay, here it is. My bad. Cool. 20. Great. Okay. Everything good.
Yeah.
You guys can see that. Cool. So NPX, and then you do create React app. Dash app, create React app, and then you would put your name of your project there, and it'll go and it'll download all of the files and the dependencies that it needs, and what we get is this file structure over here, right? So it's going to give you a whole bunch of stuff. We don't really need to like have all of this, so because we don't want there to be like 20,000 files that you guys don't need. So you can remove the setup test, the report web vitals. You can delete this logo, the SVG. This is just some general cleanup for the index.css. This is just what I use personally. And the app.css, we don't need the app.css. And then for the app.js, just like take everything inside of the div and then just put black. I don't know. My brain is not here. All right, cool. So now that that's done, just make sure that you remove that importer logo because we deleted it, so it's going to throw you error. And now to run it, you just do npm start. And then will it come? Starting the development server. Let's go. Come on. We're going to make sure that this stays. App.css. Oh, gotta remove that.
It's importing something. Cannot resolve.
Oh, it's this part up here. My bad. Yeah. Forgot to remove that index and then remove this part, and then we should be fine. Great. Yep. Yes, let's view it in the browser. Thank you, VS Code. So helpful. Now we can see black something, right? Isn't it so beautiful? Right?
It's beautiful. I love it.
Great. So now that we have that up and running, just the most bare React app, what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about Firebase and what that is. So Firebase is this really like great thing. Firebase. Yikes, Firebase. So Firebase is like it's made by Google, and what you do with it is it's basically a suite of developer tools for you that allows you to really expedite projects. Whenever I have a great idea and I just want to go ahead and spin something up real quick with authentication, databases, and stuff, this is it right here. And Sabrina, do you want to share your experience on migrating to Firebase for your own?
Yes. Yeah. And just before I get to that, yes, this is being recorded to answer someone's question in the chat. And yeah, so before getting to see the light with Firebase, I used to try to do everything with Mongo database. And that's I feel like it's kind of like the default that people learn when they go to web development boot camps or like programs and things like that in JavaScript. So I only learned about Firebase last year, guys, and it was amazing. Like I've been building so many things so much quicker. So if you don't know Firebase, I highly recommend you watch someone's tutorial on YouTube, or like you just reach out to me or Garrett and we'll help you out, like get started, because it's amazing. Okay, that's all I have to say. Let's continue.
And if you guys even want, we can even create a channel in the server for that. Like if you guys really want to learn about Firebase, that would be like super dope.
Yeah,
cool. Sure. So we have all this Firebase, but we're not here to pitch it to you. It will pitch for itself. So all you want to do is you just want to go to console.firebase, and it'll basically load up all of your projects. And this is going to go extremely quick just because Firebase is just great. So you just click project or to add a new project, and then we can just give it a project name. It'll give it a unique UID. This UID will be used for our configuration. Again, it's a Google product, so you get Google Analytics by default. We'll just enable it. And then select your Google account, create your project. That's literally it. It's going to go do everything. It's going to give you access to everything. And also, because it's a Google product, it also integrates with Google Cloud Platform. So not only does it create the Firebase project, but it also create a GCP version. And look at that. That was like 35 seconds. That was just really great. So yeah, so this is your Firebase console. What you'll do. So they have two things. They have two, like, in terms of pricing, because I know that that's pretty important. They have two different pricing plans. One is a Spark plan, and one is a Blaze plan. The Spark plan is just completely free up to certain limits. When you're creating a project, even small startups don't even go past the Spark plan, and they have a Blaze plan, which is basically pay as you go. So we're on the Spark plan. We don't have to worry about that. But let's just take a look over here. And these are their products, which we'll only use one of them for now, but you have authentication, which allows you to easily just go and create authentication with any OAuth provider or email service. So Google, Facebook, Microsoft, GitHub, Twitter, it'll all set it up for you with very minimal lines of code. Cloud's Firestore is their database. It's a NoSQL database. So, documents and collections, real-time database was their first database before Cloud Firestore came in. People still use it. Storage is if you want to store any sort of file, so images, videos, audio, you would use Firestore. You can host your website or app with Cloud Firestore if you don't use something like Netlify or Vercel. And functions, they have Cloud Functions built in. Is super great. If you are used to Express, that's the same sort of request and a response sort of notation, and it's all hosted on Firebase. And they also have machine learning, because why not? Of course, Google machine learning, that's what they do. Yeah, so that's that. Okay. Yeah. So the one other thing that we need to do before we get started is just talk about file structure. This will help scale things as you take your product higher and higher. There's something called atomic design system, and all it is where you want to keep your components, right? So in the source, we'll just create like a components folder, and so what the atomic design system is that it allows you to create UIs quickly, right? So say that we take this Firebase UI, right? In Atom, think of like, biology back in school, it's the smallest molecule. And so we can just turn that into a component, right? So if you look at these items over here, like authentication and cloud, Firestore, and all of those, like these can be items. These can be atoms because they're all the same. It just has a different icon and a piece of text that goes somewhere else. Then we have something called molecules, which are just multiple atoms just formed together. And then you have organisms, which are just more complex molecules formed together. But you'll see that all in the code. But one thing that I just like to create from the jump is just folders for all of them, just so I can like split up my my components. And it really does help, especially when you want to like add on things. And that's the point of React, right? It's to write once and reuse everywhere. So this just really helps with that. Okay, so that's good. Okay. And so then more on the file structure. We're going to be using global state, right? And the reason why we want to use global state is because if we take a look at our design, right, there's really only 2 top level components here. Or like really 2 top level molecules, I guess, or 3, 2 or 3, and that's like the sidebar piece over here, right? So if you just take out everything, you really just have this sidebar piece over here, and then this markdown area, right? And so these are 2 different components, and we don't want to worry about prop drilling. And no, if you are used to prop drilling is basically when you like want to send data in component nested. And that's why we're going to use global state, which allows us to define state at the top level, so that we don't have to worry about prop drilling, because that can mess up performance issues, and that can also just make your code not readable and difficult to understand.
So what are we using for the global state?
So there are multiple different technologies and libraries that you can use. You have Redux, React. So the people at Facebook made their own global state called React Context. You have like MobX, but we'll be using React Context. And we'll be using that because it's built into React. In my opinion, it is a lot simpler to do and use. And then we'll show you how to set that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and then we'll be using like hooks too. If you guys are fans of hooks, just drop it in the chat. That'll be really great to know that there are people who love hooks, and we'll just be using like a custom hook. So we won't go too deep into that just yet, but we'll just create a folder for hooks. And that's like the file structure, basically. We don't need to worry about public. Oh, one thing that I need to do, quick side note, oh wait, actually, do I have it? Just font family. I'm sorry. It's Google Fonts. We just need to get this one font. I forgot to get earlier. Bree, did you want to go into the next thing? Oh wait, or is that part me? I think that's me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's just go grab this. Oh, if you guys don't know about Google Fonts, learn it, love it. It's sensational. I just go and grab all of these different fonts, and this will help out with the UI. And then that one. And then again, it just gives it easy to us. We just take that code, go to your public folder, and in your index.html file, just copy it as like a link tag. Boom. That's what you need to do. Oh, wait, save. And then we go over here, and then we just take this, and we're done. So we just have to go to the index.js and say that everything have that font. And now we're good. So if you see like the React app, it looks a lot different.
Let me refresh and see.
Do you see it?
I don't see it. But it's okay.
No.
It's okay.
Let's see. Let's look at it. Let's inspect it. Yeah, it has it in the DOM. It may not look different.
It may not look different, but
it is. Trust me. Trust me.
Okay, yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so what we're gonna go to is we're gonna build out this UI. Oh man, I hope you guys are excited. Who knows CSS? CSS is like fire. Okay, give me a second. Let me go do this. All right, so what we're gonna do is we are going to, give me 1 second. And then we're just gonna keep this up so that we can, see the layout and separate things a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that I'm going to do is, do I need to do that? Yes. So inside of here, in the organisms, I'm going to create a file called app container, and that's just gonna wrap everything. Export default app container. Oh, cool. Aha! I can't do this. Can I do it? Nope, I can't.
Yeah, guys, in case you haven't noticed already, Garrett is a super designer. Okay, like everything he does, like every little thing that he's building, like he needs to import some external styles, he needs to fix the font, like that's the kind of stuff I would not even, that's the kind of stuff I would not even think about. So
sorry,
yeah.
y'all. Yeah, y'all gonna have to be patient with me on that one. Let's see. Okay, actually, I lied. I don't even think that we even needed that. Okay, cool. So, what we're gonna do, right? Do we have emotion in here? Emotion.
Yes. Yeah, I got it.
We don't have emotion. We don't have emotion in here.
We do. I think so.
Not in the dependency.
Okay.
Do you see emotion? I don't see emotion.
I see emotion. It's on line 2.
Oh, wait. In the package.json?
Yeah.
Are you looking at my screen? Because I don't see. Okay, let me just do this. See.
Yeah. I have it. I installed it this morning.
Okay, I'm gonna install it on mine then, because for some reason I just don't see it.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so you'll just do npm I, and then the @ and then emotion / React, and then we also want to get @ emotion / styled. And all that
Garrett, someone's saying in the chat you should change container to container. I think you misspelled something.
Container. Oh, you guys are so great.
Thank you guys. Yeah, this is so nerve-wracking.
So great. I appreciate you all so much. You guys don't even know. Okay, why is it still not showing up in my dependence?
Goodness.
Why is it not so funny?
Trust me, it's there. Maybe just close the file and open it again, because I can see it.
Okay, great. Okay, cool. So what emotion is, right? Is how like when you're writing like basic HTML and CSS, you'll have stuff like this, and then you'll just have like p tags and divs and a whole bunch of tags, but like, and you'll just have like these class names, and you're just like, what is this? What emotion does is that it allows you to give it base or create like a little mini component from it. Mm-hmm. And then you'll see and then like put your styles right in there. So it's really good because you can have your styles and your actual component in the same file, so that this eliminates all CSS files, SAS files, and all of that.
So how instead of having inline CSS where everything is jumbled up and it's mixed up with the HTML and the React, it's like it isolates your CSS but within the same file, and then you use that mini component to wrap it around your component, so that it's like you have a styled component. Okay, so you're wrapping your regular logic around a styled component. So that's what emotion does. And again, that's something that I learned from Garrett, because he's a super designer, I want to clean up everything type of person. Listen, I'm like, if I have just one clean font, I'm fine. Like, I'll use material design. I'm gonna use Bootstrap, but he likes making the things that he likes designing everything himself, which is pretty great, right? So you'll get to learn a lot from that with him.
Thank you. So if we take a look at this, right? Instead of putting like just like a div and then having to give it like some class name equals some, we can just create like a little mini React component by just saying a container, and then it's equal to styled. And so here's the thing, right? When you put styled dot, okay, it's not giving it to me because for some reason it doesn't show that. For some reason, like the package It doesn't say that it's here for some reason, but we'll see if it works. When you do like dot, it'll show you all of the like HTML tags. So you could turn into a link, a P tag, H2, H1, image, code, all of that, but just give it a variable. And so now let's just change the background to be red. And then if we look at our code, this won't show because we need to just call it, that's all. So instead of returning this, let's just return our app container. And it did not want to import it. I was going to do it automatically, but you can go ahead and do that. Appreciate it. I think it was a dot slash, yeah. And then components, yeah, organisms. And then app container, nice. Thank you so much.
Something's happening.
Yeah, it's probably saying that it doesn't
Okay, so
want
I think
to...
there's a problem with emotion. Did you install it again?
There is like it says in the dependencies that there's no. Okay, how about we do this? Can you like is this saved on your computer?
Yeah.
Maybe can we like restart the live share? Or just resend it to me. And then we're gonna take a small little intermission.
Okay, right. Wait, I see emotion, no app and style. So I think we just installed the wrong one. Wait,
can you say that again?
I said I think we just installed the wrong package. Cause I'm seeing emotion. Like we just installed the wrong one. So I don't think we need to close the live share.
Okay, but in your dependencies, do you see anything about emotion?
Hold on.
Oh,
okay. Wait,
I just see.
I'm doing it. It's doing it. Hold on.
Yeah. So when I just did the npm install, I did it in like my own terminal, not in the shared terminal.
Yeah.
That's why.
So now we have it. Now we have it.
Okay, sorry about that, y'all. It's a live stream, right? Stuff has to mess up. So cool. So now we have this, right? And great. So now if we go to like the app container and we go back to the dot, then you'll be able to see all of these tags, right? It's really dope. You have to install npm or emotion/react too. And so like you could, any tag that you have, you can convert it to an emotion component. Emotion is love. Emotion is life. Okay, just use it. Try it out. And then you'll see it. It's just a lot easier to just like see because like, okay, this is the container. This is a wrapper that wraps these individual components instead of just seeing a whole bunch of divs and stuff everywhere. I don't like divs.
There you go. Is it working?
Great. Let's see. We should see a big red screen. Yes, we have a big red screen. Yay. That is so great. Okay, cool. So we're going to get into this. So we have this big red screen, right? So we don't need to have this anymore. What we're going to do is we're going to create the sidebar component, right? So let's create sidebar.js. And let's just copy this and then take this bad boy over here and change this to sidebar. Let me know if I'm going too fast, folks. Actually, we're gonna move this to the organisms or to the molecules. Molecules. Oh, sidebar.js. Okay, cool. So boom, sidebar. Let's go ahead and remove this one. Thank you. Great. So now let's see. Let's get some styles for sidebar. So the container, right, is going to look. It's going to have these styles. Again, this would be a 5-hour streams. You can't see me. Ho 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 ho. Wait, Bree, are you there? Hello, Bree, are you there? Hold on. Bree's having some technical. Nope, you can't. Can you and people can can you leave the live and then join back? Oh wait, everyone, am I frozen? Can someone let me know in the chat if I'm frozen? Or if you guys can like see me and see everything here nicely. And if you can, let me know. Oh, okay, cool. I'm good. Wonderful. Thank you. So Bree is going to drop off, and I'm going to continue doing this while she comes back on, and then we will let her come back. All right, cool. So this is the container, and let's just, so that we can stay on track, let's just show it. Sidebar imports. Tired of doing this by myself. Come on, VS Code. Okay, so let's just do import sidebar. Normally it does this, but I think because hold on, wait, what? Components. I think it's just because I'm like live streaming and sharing my screen that it doesn't want to, like, things are coming up a lot slower. Molecule/sidebar. Okay, cool. So this is not it. What is this? Oh, this is in the organisms. Whoops. All right, cool. That should be fine. Great. So now, why did she alert that? Oh my god, that's so funny. Okay, I'm sorry. That's just really funny. Wait, where in the code did she put that at? That is all right, y'all. She's back. She really alerted help. I was like, wait, who put that out there? Okay, that was really funny. Okay, great. All right, so as you can see, we have our sidebar over here. This looks like really large. It's probably because I'm on like a really large computer, but it's okay. So cool. That's our that's the container, right? And then let's see what goes inside of this container. So essentially, we want to have like that CTA, right, which is this blue one. This blue button right over here. What I'm gonna do, y'all, is I'm gonna do this over here. And so I'm gonna call that, that's gonna we're gonna use that for our create button, right? Yes. Thank you so much. And so we're just gonna put that inside of here, and then we're gonna do new note CTA, and then I want to highlight something for y'all real quick. There you go. I think that's good. Cool. So you see how like this, like how style components work? Like if I were to just change this to be a P, like it would still work, right? But yeah, of course I would have to add the class names and stuff like that. But because this is like style components, it's still like it can still have its children. It still allows you to have hovers and on clicks on them. You can add any event listeners to it. You're just adding the styles to that component in line, or not in line, but within that same file. And then like it looks pretty, like it sort of looks the same almost. But I'm not gonna get into that. I promise myself that I would not get into styling too much, because then I would be here forever. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do right now is we are going to basically have this thing, right, where we're going to call it like the pinned wrapper, and then let's just give us some fake data, right? So let's say const data is equal to a note has a title, and content. No, and we don't need the content right now. Okay. Let's just say date Jan 1st, 2021. And then let's just copy that. Oops. Cool. And now let's just do this, 2 and 3. Cool. So we have our fake data, right? So we need two things. We need this really. So I'm just gonna add the label and the pin container right over here, and then I'll show you why we need that. Y'all, by the way, all this code will be accessible for you on GitHub. We'll post the link in Black afterwards. And also, if you are not in Black, go ahead and join Black. Right over there, all the way over there. If you see it, it's like Black. And so let's see. So how do we use these two things? So we're just going to basically take this and put that down there. And then we are going to close the pinned wrapper. Cool. So you see over here, right, how it has like this shadow. That shadow is coming from, these designs are different, but yeah, so the pin container is just there. We just haven't put any data into it yet. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and what we want to do right here is like in the pin container, we want to have our notes, right? And we want it to be rendered. So we could go ahead and create our little note component. So again, it doesn't show much, so we can put it in the atoms folder. And then let's see, let's go grab some things from there. To make things really simple, again, we're not going to go to this, I promise y'all. I will get into the stuff, I promise you. Import styled from emotion styled, and then we have that. And now we can just say export. So I already have it, let me not do that. Notes. So it's going to take in our data, and that's the data that we're going to get from Firestore. And now what this is going to have is this. Cool. So this is sort of like forward thinking-ish, but we are not going to put that yet. This should be fine. I think that this should be fine. Our notes need to know if they're pinned or not. So we can just put true for right now. That's fine. Cool. So we have our note component right over here with all of our styling. All it's saying, if there's no data, then don't return anything, which technically don't need that. And the container. If y'all don't know, this is a ternary operator. This is basically an inline if statement saying, hey, if this expression is true, then return this value. If not, return this value. And with we can like add, conditionals to emotion, which just makes emotion so much fire. And so like this container, right? It's an emotion. It's an emotion component. So it's a component, so we can still give it props, right? So I'm saying, hey, what's the background of this, right? If you look at the design, the background for a pin component is a lot lighter than a regular component. So that's what we are checking right here. And so it's saying, hey, this is how you do like a conditional where you use to like, or here's how you accept props inside of motion components or inside of style components. So this, if you're familiar with string interpolation, this is how you put variables inside of there. And this just says, hey, so this part, this part just says, hey, this is going to be a function, and this object part is the props, and then you just want to get the background from it and just return the background. So what this does really, and then you'll see this in other parts of the application, is just whatever we pass in here for the background, go and make it our actual background. And we'll go into that. I will link the documentation later. Bree, if you could find the documentation on style components within emotion and drop it in the or send it to me in the chat, and then I'll put it. If you can't do it, then that would be great. So we have our node component and then the sidebar. All we want to do right here is just say data map, and then for each element, return a note, right? Oh, I'm tired. No, it didn't import for me. All right, so we're import.
So I can't put it in the chat because I'm not sharing it with my computer, but I put it right here. Can you see it?
I will in a second.
So in Node.js at the bottom, I put it there.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. So let's go over here and drop it right here in the chat. Cool. There you go. So, cool. So now we have our node component, right? And then when we go to the sidebar, we just want to go ahead and generate that node, and then we just want to pass it the element. And then is it accepting anything else? Yeah, no, it's not accepting anything else. So now when we go over to our React app, it should say something. Why is it not saying? Oh, did I save it? Save. What is? Oh, now we get to debug. Yay. So over here, let's see. Let's go inside and see why. It says there's nothing in there. Pin container. That's very weird. So this is data. Note. I'm confused. Oh wait.
Pinned up undefined.
Can't read. Okay, I'll try this. Let's see. Oh, probably because there's no. Okay, there you go.
Wait, you didn't give it any data.
I thought I gave it a title though.
It should be, I think, data equals.
Oh, there you go. I see what you're saying. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, great. Wonderful. We've also forgot our icons. So to go for the icons,
See what I'm talking about, guys?
okay, hold on. In my defense, come on, we can't just have push pins everywhere. Okay. We can't. Come on now. Come on. So you want to go to this link? And I will. Nope. This is it. Yeah. Cool. So you go to this link. Teamwork make the dream work. Yes, that is the motto. Teamwork does make the dream work. So I just sent it in the chat.
Thanks for coming.
You can go to the developer guide, or well, here's all of their things, all of the icons. Just go to the developer guide, and then you just scroll down. You could really just search for it. Just search for face, and it's the second one. When did they change it to span? What? When did they change it to a span? It used to be just like an I tag. Okay. Whatever.
Garrett, take the icon and let's go.
I'm sorry. I told y'all. I'm sorry. All right, cool. So let me go to our index.html file. Oh no. Let's go up here. The same place that we put the font, we can just put it right there. And what this will do is that it still is an icon, I think. But every thing that has the class name of material-icons, it'll render that icon. So that looks pretty good, right? For some fake data?
Yeah.
All right, great. So now, right? So again, we've written this note component. And actually, I'll just do this right now. Is we can just create more data, right? So we do 4, 5, 6. All of these are false, right? All I have to do here is, because I don't want to rewrite it, Sidebar, filter. Boom. Boom. Oops. So what this does is saying, hey, only return me. Well, first, only give me the elements that where pinned is true, and then go ahead and render those nodes. So if we were to change this one at the bottom to be true, then you would see that extra one down here, right? And so we can do the same thing. But actually, before we do that, I need my regular. So we have the pin nodes, and now we just need to have the regular nodes container over here. And then I can just do the same thing. So over underneath the pinned wrapper, so putting nodes, let's just put data. So again, this is the same thing. Oh, major thing. You want to, for each, when you do like a map for React, it needs to have the key element. And we do that so that React knows which individual elements to update. So just keep that in mind. And now, cool, we have our sidebar. Thank you. Welcome to the live stream. It's been great. It's been fun. So we just have one more thing before we can get down to the markdown.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounded like a bar. Not gonna cap. That sounded like a bar. But I'm not a rapper. Okay, so now we're gonna do the notepad area. So
yeah. Garrett, do you want to create the styling for that first before I code it, or should I just go and then you'll clean it up?
I'll create the notepad real quick so that you can just go crazy on your stuff.
Sure.
So let's go into the notepad. Whoa. Brain fart. Sorry, y'all. Okay, cool. We're here. So the notepad is going to be a molecule. Molecule dot, oh God. Not molecule.js. Notepad. All right, cool. We're here. So let's just go and do what we know and love. Import styled from styled. And then we want to grab our handy dandy container. Right. And then export default notepad. Whoops. Function. Oh, that's not how you spell function. Function notepad. Boom. Return container. So inside of this container, right? Like, what do we see? We see, like, you don't really see it, but it's two separate things. So you have, wait, can I see it? Okay, cool. Here you go. So you really just have these two, like, rounded or rectangles, where one is for like the editor, which is what a user will actually type in, and then the one over here is like the Markdown renderer. So that's what we will create. What I'm gonna just do is, to make life a lot simpler, is I'm going to just copy everything, because we're gonna get down to the logic. Y'all should know CSS. CSS isn't that hard. But if it is, let me know. I love teaching CSS. So you want me to like create like just the CSS, because it's like I have the CSS, but did you want me to do like the what's it called? Sorry, brain fart. Oh, my brain is not here.
Like the components for everything else?
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I'll do it.
Are you on the code sandbox?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. That's it for me. Thank you.
But I'm not gonna copy and paste, right? You want me to?
Whoa, in terms of like, oh wait, actually I lied. I mean, it would help. You don't have to copy and paste it, but just use it as a reference, because for things to come out how they're supposed to be.
No problema, chico. All right. So do you want me to do that now?
Yeah, go for it. I'm done.
Okay. Can you try to follow me on
Yeah. On
on
live share?
on the live share, like try to pin so they can see. So guys, Garrett really killed it with all this styling and emotion, okay? So what I'm gonna do now is basically use all our style components, put them together, and then show the text box, the input, and we're gonna go ahead and create the note-taking functionality, okay? So that's what we're getting started with right now. So inside of here, you can see that we have a container, and inside of our container, we're going to have a editor component. So just like that. And everything is going to be happening. Everything is going down in the editor, right? So editor, close. In case you're wondering where these names are coming from, again, they're coming from here. They're coming from all our style components. That's where everything's coming from, okay? So, okay, so we have our editor. Inside of our editor, we're going to put the header. Okay. I'm going to put the header right there. Inside of the header, actually, let's just close it. Okay, so I don't type as fast, but it's okay. Y'all are following. Okay, okay. So after that, we're gonna have our input. Okay, so we're gonna close the input for now. Let's save and see what's happening. What's showing? Are you seeing anything? Because I'm not, Garrett.
And you have to double save it because I'm still not seeing anything. Header input. Let's see. Time to debug again. Da, 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 da.
Da, 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 da. Maybe it's not supposed to show anything yet. I'm not sure.
If you put the editor, my best way of or my favorite way of debugging. Hold on, because I'm following you. Hold on. Give me a second. Is I always just do background red to see what's supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And if nothing shows,
then we got a problem.
Container editor. Oh, you want to know? Yeah, I want to know what's happening. So, like, sure, we have like a notepad, but we didn't put it in here. Make sure that you like.
Oh
no! Oh no, guys, she's coming out with her accent. Hide, please. Are you gonna start that? Are you really about to start that?
Yeah, yeah, I was. So guys, when I code, I do a whole bunch of weird things. Like I'll sing, I'll switch into different accents while I'm coding. It's just what I do. So okay. So now we have our import statement. Okay, you know what? I don't have time for this. Okay. Okay, so we have our container, we have our editor, we have our header, we have our input. Now let's keep going. So now you can see something on the screen, okay? I think what we need next is the actions wrapper. What is that again, Garrett? What is
so
that
the actions wrapper is for the pin and the delete icon.
Okay, so we're not going to be using that right now, but we're just going to keep it there so we know that we need to fill it up eventually. We close the header. Okay, so this entire part is just the header. So I'm actually going to put a comment, okay? Because I love commenting everything. Okay, so that's the header. That's the header. And then this part is going to be where the notes actually start. Okay, so the input, so the text area goes here. So for that, we're going to create our text area component. Yeah. And just close. Okay. What do we need next? So the save button. Okay. Save, come on. And that's it. Okay. So I just want to see something inside of the save button. So I'm actually going to make the H2 for that so we can see that at least something is showing up. And I'm going to put, okay, cool. Is that showing? Yeah, cool. Okay, so I can be a little less extra.
Hey, so my design senses are tingling. Can we move the save button Can we move the save button to that actions wrapper?
Okay.
Did I do? It's just so like so that like you have the save button and then the pin and the delete. Because if we're being technical, that is an action for a node, right? Maybe.
Okay. I guess so. Yeah, I'm not copying right.
Where are you? Oh no. Okay.
My fingers are freezing. I got it.
Okay, great.
Okay, cool. There. Okay.
Look at that.
Let me see what it looks like okay, yeah, it looks much better that way. I have to give that to you. Blah 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 blah, whatever. Let's get into the actual note-taking stuff now. The first thing we're gonna do is create our state, okay? So we're gonna go here, and then, are you still following me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Import, so we're gonna import useState from.
What is useState?
Okay, I'll explain that in a second. But first, I have a question for you. We're not importing React anywhere here, are we?
Importing, no, yes, guys. So because the great people at React are constantly making it better than Angular. Shout out to all the Angular people. You don't have to import React at the top of your file anymore. Like every file used to have import React from React as like a default, but you don't have to anymore.
Yeah. So that's what I noticed. I was like, wait, where's the React statement? So we don't have to do that anymore. We're in the future.
Yeah.
We're not stuck in the past. Okay. But I still love Angular. That's another story for another day. But whatever. Okay, so useState is what we're gonna use to handle all our state. I know that was not really an explanation, but basically that's where we're gonna store our data. Okay, so it's a hook, it's a React hook, and I'll show you how to use it in just a second. So right here, we're going to create a variable, so multiple variables. So we'll say const new note, and then set new note equals useState, and then an empty note right here. Inside of the note, we're gonna have the title, right, Garrett? Let me know. And then we'll have the content. Okay. So basically, this is a hook, and the way it works is that this variable is going to hold the content of useState. So this object is going inside of this variable. And then set new note is going to be the function that we use to update our state or update the variable. So it'll make a little more sense in a second. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is inside of our input, we're going to add a handler. So a handler is basically when you have an event on the page, what should happen. It tells you what should happen when the event took place. Okay. So we're going to add an on change event, which means anytime we're changing the input, something should be happening. And we're going to have so this is where we're going to be using set new note. We're going to set the note to, oops. And what are we setting? We're setting the title. Sorry, let me move this. Okay, so title e.target.value. Okay, so what this line says is that, hey, if there's any change in this input statement, let's change our state and let's change the title of our state to whatever the person is typing, because whatever the person is typing is going to be in e.target.value, and that's what we're saving inside of our state. Okay, so that's how you use state. Let me see if that's working. So an easy way to check that that is actually showing up properly is if below the input, we actually want to show the value just to check that it's saving. We can say new note dot title, and if as we're changing it, it shows up, then it means that it's working. So let me try. Okay, so yay! Okay, yeah, so you can see that it's working. Thanks a lot, Garrett. And yeah, so I'm gonna remove that. So it means that at least one part is over. So now let's move to the text area, the actual note, right? So we'll do the same. We'll do the same thing.
One minor thing for future, because I know that this is going to come up. Can we change the naming convention to note, because instead of new note, because we can edit notes in here and it'll show up.
Huh? Say that again?
So So instead of a new note, can we just change the variable from new note and set new note to note and set note? Because when we come over here, you can edit note, so you won't be like creating a new note at that point. And so,
sure.
And we don't need this.
Because I was thinking that if it's new note and we're editing, then we can call it editing note. Okay, whatever.
So that's in the global state. It has the separation from a new note and the current note. That's already that handles when someone clicks it. That the editing note would be that current note.
Okay, I see what you're talking.
If that makes sense. So we don't even need this top note up here.
I got you. Okay, so we're gonna do what Garrett says because Garrett sees a lot of things. Okay, so set note. William is saying in the chat that we complement each other great. Great work for sure. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. So note, set note. Okay, so this is also going to need to change to. Oh, is that working? Let's just double check real quick. Okay, so note dot title. Let's see. Okay, so it's working. Cool. All right. So guys, now that we can set the title of our note, we'll do the same thing for the content, and that's going to be with the text area. So we'll add another another change handler on change handler. I'll just copy that, and instead of changing the title this time, we're changing the content. Okay, so it's the content that's changing, and again, we're going to just double check by putting note.content to see if it's actually changing anything. Garrett, do you want to test that real quick?
Do y'all see this beautifulness over here?
Beauty.
You should take some really long notes for your computer science courses or your Udemy courses. And look, It'll scroll for y'all. It will scroll for y'all. Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta get
scrolling capabilities. Okay, we're gonna beat Notion, OneNote. Y'all should just use our app. In fact, Garrett, if we do a really good job with this, we can add some like payment features.
But I thought that we were planning. I thought that we planned this with Notion. So how we gonna like not use their app?
Okay, whatever. Okay. So we're done with that. I think the next step is to work on the renderer. So the part that's actually going to convert everything to Markdown. Is that right?
Yes. I want to do one quick thingy. So you guys see how like you can see the scroll bar. If y'all don't want this at all, go to like your index.css and you want to do like 2 colons and then WebKit -scroll bar, and then you want to do display none. Okay, so before I save it, you guys can still see it, right? And then when I save it, then you guys don't see it, but it's still scrolling. So if you have like that can make you have a native scroll feeling to users. But for accessibility, you may want that.
Okay, nice. Really, really nice. I didn't even know we could do that. Cool. Okay, so Garrett, is the renderer a molecule, an organism, or an animal?
The what?
The renderer for the Markdown.
Oh, I think we put that as a molecule.
Okay.
Yes, that's a molecule.
So should I make one right here?
Yeah, go for it. In the molecules file.
Yeah, can you see it?
Great, there you go. Yeah, I see it.
Okay. So function renderer. Did I spell that right?
I hope so.
Okay. So do you want to put the styling real quick?
Oh yeah, for sure. First thing. All right, guys. What's step 1? Someone put it in the chat. And what's step 1 for us to get the stylings? I'm gonna see if people out here paying attention. Bree, if you see something, let me know.
Sure. We got prizes, by the way. So.
Huh?
Yeah, we got prizes, don't we?
Oh yeah, we got Surprise. So okay, because y'all keyboard stopped working because I know that y'all were so eager to answer. You just do import styled from this emotion library, and then we can just go ahead and add our amazing CSS. All right, Brie, take it away.
All right. Okie dokie. So, guys, give me just one little second while I figure some things out. Okay, so we're gonna have a container again because the container is what makes everything cute because that's where we have most of our styling. Okay, so we're just gonna put the container right here real quickly, and then we are going to have Okay, so actually I need to explain something. So the render is the component that's going to be showing the note in Markdown. Okay, so while we're typing, the renderer is markdowning everything for us. Okay, so it's fixing it. So that means that it needs an input. It needs the note as an input, like as part of its props. So we need that little note inside of the as an argument. Okay, so inside of there, we're also going to have the title, which is going to show the title of the note. So we're going to use this title component.
One small thing I want to say is that the reason why we're doing it this way is so that we can have like this really cool like live rendering. So whenever you update it to the left, you'll see it on the right.
Yeah, exactly that.
Fire.
Exactly.
So fire.
Fire. Okay, so note dot title to show the title, and then we're gonna have what's next? So we're gonna have the content wrapper. So that's another component that Garrett made to make the title look different from the rest of the note. Okay, so we already talked about Garrett and what he does. Okay, so now this is where it gets interesting. We need this component called React Markdown, and in order to get that, we need a module called React Markdown. So the first thing we're going to do here is import it. So we're going to say import React Markdown from. So this is something we already installed. So if you're doing this, just make sure that you have that installed. So import from React Markdown, cool. So now we get to use that component, and we're going to write it here. And yeah, so it's a self-closing thingy, and then, okay. So the way it works is that all you have to do is pass it so all you have to do is pass the values that you're trying to convert into Markdown inside of the children props. So in other words, if you don't want it to be self-closing, we could have also done this. So we could have just done this, okay? And in fact, I think that's what we're gonna do to just test it out, okay? So whatever you put inside of here should be converted to Markdown. So let's try something. I know that if I put hi.
Hey, excuse me. So it's not gonna work. Guess why?
It's not. Why? Because we didn't add it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So after we add it, this should show in the Markdown pane side as actual Markdown. And guys, I just want to say thank you so much for still being here. Like, you guys are amazing. You're consistent.
Fire.
We still have like 14 people on the live, and thank you so much. Yeah.
The Black community, the Black community is the best community.
Amazing. You guys are amazing. Like, seriously. Okay. Garrett, did you add it?
Oh, you wanted me to do it?
Yeah.
Renderer. Oh wait, I'm still following you. So hold on.
Okay.
Let's see. So import renderer from renderer. Yes. So what note are we passing it? Are we passing it? Yeah, so we're gonna pass it this current note, right?
Yeah, so we're not passing it anything yet. I'm just putting
random
text in it to test out the functionality.
For sure.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, errors.
Interesting. So can I get the title of okay, so we kind of have to pass it something at this point.
Well, no, we don't. So JavaScript, so amazing. There's just you might have seen me do it earlier. Just putting a question mark. That just means nullish coalescing. And all that does is just say, hey, like it's going to basically check this object variable to see if it is actually a value. And then if it is a value, then it'll go ahead and return whatever the title is. But if note isn't defined or it's null, then it'll just give you like a undefined. So it'll be something like that. But the nullish coalescing allows us to not even have to do this at all.
Are you doing something?
No. What? Wait, is this in the renderer? Yeah, wait.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Nothing was returned. Hold up. What's going on?
I don't know. You tell me. I don't know.
Let's see. Debugging. A return statement is missing. Wait, no way. Ha. Just make sure that you return things inside of here, folks. That's it. Boom. All right. Everything's good.
Nice. Okay, so it's showing up, but it's not showing what we wanted to show.
It's because you have to put a space.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
All right. So the markdown is working. Every little thing matters. Like you actually need to put the space. Okay, so great. But we're not going to use it this way because we're passing it the content from the note. We're not typing anything in the middle, so we can go ahead and delete that and then make it a self-posing tag component, whatever you want to call it, and then just say children because it's the same. That's the equivalent of what we did earlier. So we'll say note.content. And Garrett, I did this right? Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now let's see. It's not. I'm trying it, and I'm not seeing anything happen live. Are you?
That's because we have to pass something to the renderer component in the notepad.js.
Okay, so we're gonna pass it the value of our state, which is our note variable. Okay, so we're giving it our state so that anytime we change the state, which we're handling here, it actually shows in the renderer. Okay, cool.
It would be live.
My bad. I thought we had passed it already. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, now it's working.
Now we can boom. And so oh my god, it's so nice. It's so
oh my god.
Actually good, y'all. And so I said we are actually doing good stuff out here.
Yeah, we're not having as many technical difficulties as we would have thought.
As we were practicing. Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, okay, so we have the header, we have the text area, we have our button. Okay, I think that's what we have to do next, right? So the save button is not really doing anything yet. So the save needs to save. So Garrett, I have a question for you.
Yes.
How do you want to go about saving? Should we create the global state now so that when you save the note, it goes to the, you think that's the next logical step?
I do think that it is about that time.
Okay, take it away.
I do think so. All right, I'm trying to do this example with Markdown. And then we come over here and then we just come over here and put that. Look at that. The inline style. And when you actually click it, okay, then it'll go to that link. Look at that, y'all. Markdown. What project is this? So, Bree, what are we doing? Just to reset.
Oh, what project is this? Hi, hello, back in Blake. So we're making a React app with Firebase and Markdown. So essentially, it's just a simple app where you could have all the regular CRUD operations like create, read, update, and delete. So we're making the app in React, and then we're saving it to Firebase. So currently, we're at the part where you can make the app, you can see what it looks like in Markdown, and we're just getting started with the global state, so we can save basically all the data of our app locally before we save it to Firebase. So the global state is going to act as our data layer, and then we're going to use the Firebase API to send everything to the server. But that's what we're doing now. That's where we're at. And Garrett is about to set up the global state. And for that, we're going to be using context, which is Facebook's or no, React's way of creating their own global state. Okay. So we don't need any external library for that. Everything is right here. Everything is right here, people.
Yes. Great explanation.
Gracias.
So global state. We're gonna make this very simple, right? So custom hooks, right? So we have hooks that we've used a hook before already. That's the use state. Allows us to keep track of local state, but now we want to do global state. So what we're gonna do is we are going to create this. We're gonna create a data layer essentially, and what that data layer is going to do is that it's going to connect our UI to our backend and global state, right?
Mm-hmm. Quick question, Garrett. Are we using a reducer today?
No, we have a whole new way that we don't. That it's sort of like local state before the global way. We don't use the reducers because that's more on the Redux side, which is a whole different conversation.
Okay.
So whenever you create custom hooks, you always want to preface that hook with use. That's just a convention that Facebook wants. That's sort of what people have complied with. Just do it. So what we'll do, right, is we'll import a few things from React.
Quick question, Garrett, quick question. So Quan is asking, what is a reducer?
Oh, don't worry about that. A reducer no. A reducer is essentially a reducer.
I can explain it if you want. So follow me to the notepad, please.
Okay.
Notepad.js. Okay. So a reducer is basically a function that handles a lot of little state changes for you. So you know how here we have our note as the state object and then set note in order to set the state. The reducer is a way to have multiple set states in one function. So it handles a lot of the little state changes instead of you having to set the note, then set something else and set something else. It's like one big function where you can just set everything. That's like a really, really simple way of explaining it. But obviously there's a technical definition, but you can just get it like that. So it's like an easy, big wrapper for all your little state changes, I think. I hope.
Very good. Clearly Bree is the explainer on this live stream. I'm the rambler. So thank you for that.
You're very welcome. Okay.
So we are going to import a couple of things from React. Right? We're going to create, going to import create context, use context, and also use state. So, all right, what do we do with this? First thing, we just want to declare a variable that's just called data context, and that's just us creating our context. That's it. When you create a context, this gives you a consumer and a provider. Don't worry about the consumer. The provider is what allows us to wrap our entire application inside of this wrapper, essentially that can facilitate. Or sorry, not facilitate, but it holds the data that we give it, and every component within there will have access to it. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. So we need to export something, and this is going to be like our hook. The reason why we do this is because it just allows us to easily have access to our state. Just very easy. So what we're going to do is in this use data, this is going to return use context, and we're going to pass our data context. So all we're doing here is say, hey, whenever we want to get use data, we're going to grab whatever information is stored here. And you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm just going to be writing code, but it'll all fall in place in a second, right? So remember that global wrapper that I said we needed to wrap our entire app? That's what we're going to create right now. So export.
Garrett, I'm not sure if you explained this already, but what's the advantage of using use data over use context directly?
So because this is just custom hooks, so we don't have to use content. I mean, there really isn't. Now that I'm thinking about it. I mean, it's just custom hooks. Custom hooks just makes your code readable. Because use context, people have to understand what the use context is. And then people have to understand what the data context is, and to worry about like what exactly is going on in the provider. No. Whenever someone has used data, you can say, hey, here's everything that you have in your data layer.
Yeah.
Just get it from used data. And then you'll see that like it'll be like, oh, that makes so much sense. I promise.
Got you.
So so our data provider is essentially going to wrap everything, right? So it needs to have children, right? And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna say, hey, cons data, able to use data. Don't want to use data. Use data state. What's up?
Okay.
Cool. Did you? Okay, hold on. I promise this is gonna make so much sense. I promise. Whoa. Data context dot provider. So again, the context that we created is my IntelliSense. My IntelliSense won't come on. Bree, you gotta get your IntelliSense working.
Capital P. Oh yeah.
So and then we can give it a value, and it'll be data.
Okay.
And then we just want to put our children in there. So what does this mean? This probably does not mean much. So what is this saying? Don't really worry about this line. We're saying, hey, we have a provider, and all of its children will have access to this value.
Yeah.
So the last part.
What are the children gonna be?
Oh, that's gonna so actually I'll do this right now. Actually, we can do this right now and answer that question. So remember our app.js, right? This app container, is basically what holds our entire app, right? So we can wrap this in our. Oh yeah, it's called the data provider. Yeah, sorry, data provider.
So guys, the reason he's wrapping it up is because the way context works is that anywhere you want to use the values from a context, from the global state, you need to have that context wrapping all the components that are trying to use it. So that's why we're wrapping app container and data provider, because we're trying to access the values from data provider from app container. Okay, so that's what's happening.
And I can demonstrate that a bit. What are they doing? What are they talking about? Oh, whoops. Data provider. Cool. So now, the easy way to like check this out. Oh my God. What's going on? Use. There you
go. You say doesn't have exporting.
There you go. State. Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Cool. Okay, there you go. Boom, it's done. Okay, we'll forget it.
Is it done?
App container has already been declared. What are they talking about? What is what is going on?
I'm saying a different error. I'm saying use data state. Wait, no, mine is working now.
There you go. Right, okay. Sorry about that, y'all. So how you like inspect it, right? Or how you debug it is you see like your whole console and developer tools. Click on the two arrows and click on components.
JC saying that coding. Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
What happened?
Go ahead. My bad.
Oh, coding is fun.
Yeah.
So to get these two components in Profiler, the components helps us, visualize state at the global level. And the Profiler helps us do performance. Performance is a whole different story. But in order to see those two tabs in your developer tools, just make sure that you have, if you just Google like the Chrome extension React developer tools, then just download the first one, and then you'll be able to see this. So what we want to do, right, is we can see that we have this app container and it's being wrapped by this data provider. So if we just scroll all the way up to the top, we can see data provider, and then we can see that the children is the app container, which means that everything else, right? or that all of its children, normally you would see a value right here, but we're about to put that right now. And then that's the last part, and then everything will make sense, I promise. So what we want to do, right?
What's the use data state for?
That's what we're about to do right now. That's
Okay.
so the use data state is going to be like our local state that we handle things, right? So now is the question, the important question of what do we want to keep track of, right? Well, for one, we need to know what notes we have, right? So we can just create some local state. So we have notes, set notes, equal to use state, and then empty array. What else do we need? We need to keep track of the new note. And then the new note is just going to be like, it's just going to be a Boolean, like a regular true or false.
Okay.
New note, false. And then we also have the current note, right? So whether you create the new note or you are clicking on the note to edit it, that's what we need to keep track of. The current note, and then set current note, and that is equal to null. Cool. So now that we have the state, right? We have these three states. How do we update it, right? So we can just go and create some functions. So const update note. As of right now, it'll take in some sort of payload. All payload is just data. That's it. And we just want to set notes equal to payload.
Okay.
That's it, right? And then we want to update the
new note.
We want to update the new note payload. In this case, because new note is a Boolean, it'll just be true or false. So we just want to set new note. And then again, the last thing that we want to update is update the current note. And this one will set current note. Now that we have these, we just need to return them. That's literally all. That's the last step. Oops. So we have notes, new notes, current notes. Now we have update notes. So update current notes, update new note, and then update notes. Whoops. Update notes. Cool. So now, what this is saying, right, is we have a provider, right? And then all of its children is going to have access to this data. Okay. Well, the data is whatever is returned from this function.
Okay.
So what's returned from it? We have our notes. We have this Boolean telling us if we're creating a new note or not. What the current note is, and then these functions to update the global state. So these three are the actual global state, and then these three are how you update that global state. And we can take a look at that and see what that looks like, or see that we actually have access to that.
Okay.
Now, when we go to data provider, you see hooks in the data state. We have these three data states. So this is the node, this is the current node, and this is this is like whether or not we're creating a new node, and this is the other one. I forget. But
updating.
Yeah. So what does that look like, right? So there you go. Thank you. So to actually modify it so that we can see it in the notepad, we need to do two things. So, or really just one. We can just whatever. Use a effect. Let's import it because I don't think that we're importing it. Effect. So we're gonna use the use effect, and then basically the use effect says, "Hey, do some." Whoa.
Are you following me?
Yes, my bad. So it's basically saying, "Hey, whenever the variables in this array change, just go ahead and run this function, right?" So we want to update the global state note when that local state changed. So we can just, for one, so this answers your question, Bree. All we need to do is just do that and import it.
Sorry, I was importing the use data state. Is that
Oh
what you
yeah,
want to do?
no, not that. Just the use data. That's all that we need it for. Oops. Is it? Yeah, I think.
Yeah, got you.
Is that?
Oh, right, because the use data is the context, but the stuff that's inside of the context is what use data state is giving it.
Yeah, so we don't really even care about that other stuff.
Yeah.
And so what if you have IntelliSense? We'll be no. Okay, you don't. Okay. Let's just we should have access to update. Wait. Update. Okay, one thing that we need to do to just make this like really smoother. Wait, what's the thing?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Wait, Notepad. Is this the right file path? It might be another one. No, it's not supposed to be. Yeah, it's just hooks. Was that right?
Yeah, it's working.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's do this, right? So over here, let's not show this like these two thingies if there is no current note. And so that'll help us a lot, right?
What two thingies?
Let's not show the input or the editor or the renderer.
Okay.
If there's no current note selected, right?
Yeah.
So all we need to do for that is when we go to our app container, yeah, because it's in the Notepad, we just need to import so import modules, do hooks, and then do use data. When we come over here, we have access to that information. We should, no, we don't. So we can say current note. Well, I'll just show you this right now, right? So save, and then we come over here. Oh, this is supposed to be use data. Cool. So now that's saved. This updates. Oh, sorry, supposed to be in curly braces. All right, cool. All right, cool. So now when we come over here and we go to the Notepad, where's the Notepad at? Let's close the sidebar and we look at the Notepad. We can see that we have our data, right? And so we have our global state. So this global state is because we are using the data in this app container. Oh wait, sorry, that was for the Notepad, but the same thing happens, right? So what we can do right here is we can say, hey, if no current note, then just render select a note or create a new one, right?
Yeah.
Or we will render the Notepad, right? So this should always say select a new note or create one, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna worry about my spelling right now.
Oh my gosh, I was just about to say.
I don't like that at all.
I was just about to say something. I was gonna be like, he's gonna want to style something because that doesn't look good.
it just doesn't. I will do that while Bree is working on some stuff. So cool. So that works, right? So no matter what we do, that thing is gonna update it, right? So we can go ahead and do that in the sidebar. Again, like we've set up the hardest part. So now whenever we do this again, the sidebar, we just need to import, again, use data from the hooks.
What are you trying to do in the sidebar?
So we are just going to we are going to update either the pins or the create button so that we can actually see the renderer again.
Got you. Okay.
So when you do this, you would just say const update current note equal to use data. And the reason why we do that is so that whenever we click on something, whether it's the new note button or one of these notes, then it would go ahead and do that. It will go ahead and update it. So we just don't want to click on it. We want to give it some sort of data, right?
Yeah.
So this is going to be an empty object. Let me check real quick.
I just
see.
actually.
I just need to see if an empty object is a truthy value, because that would mess things up. So truthy or 2. All right, cool. So an empty object is a truthy value, which is good. That works in our favor. So this right here will work, right? That's fine. And then we also want to just do 2 minor things. We want to pass a handle click function, I guess. Okay. Oh, you already did it. Handle click. So that instead of, so there is a difference here, right? Where when you create a new note, it'll set the current note to be like an empty object, right? Because it's new. But when you click on the actual note, then it'll update the current note to be that note's information that you just updated or that you just chose.
Hold up. Say that again.
So over here, when we create a new note, like the current note is going to be an empty object because it's new, right? Like there's no data. But when you click on the note, so over here, if you click on like a specific note, okay. When you click on a note that has the title and the content, then we just update the current note so that when the render loads, it'll show that current note's information. And then we can keep on clicking on things to, switch it from, okay, this is the pin note, then it's that note. And it'll be like extremely fast because we write fast things over here. Okay, so the only last thing is just to go into the note, and we just need to do handle click. Because we just added that function, we just need to add it over here, handle click. Okay, cool. That's fine. So that's good. And then sidebar is good. Why is there? Okay, cool. So to show you, right? When we go,
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So we're passing the state, which is data, and handle click, which is the handler, to note, right? But then okay, you know what? Never mind. Because I was thinking like ahead. I was thinking about the saving the note. I realized that this is not what we're talking about. So my bad.
Yeah. We are just reading notes right now. Yeah. So if we look at the data provider, right, and we look at the state, right, if I just look at, so null is the current state right here, right? If I click on create, the render opens, and then we see that this state is empty because it's just an empty object, right?
Yeah.
If I want to click on note 4, then we get that information at the global state. Does that make sense? Right?
Yeah.
And now I can keep on just clicking, and then you can see over here in the global state that it just updates. And in turn, so would the renderer.
Yeah.
So all we did was just refactor with global state in mind so that we don't have to worry about fake state or anything. So now if we were to even go to the notepad, we don't need that. And so you see why we didn't even need to put that note here, because we don't have to pass in data throughout components if we're actually talking about like the data, or if we're talking about the data that's important to us.
Yeah.
So over here, all we really need to do is put the current notes. And so now over here, right? Here is where it gets a little bit tricky-ish, sort of. Wait, where is it? So the input, right? So we have this value. That's a regular input. All you need to do is just put current note title or note title, and you'll see that the note 4 comes up. Let's switch to note 2. Like look how fast it goes. Like as soon as you click on something, it will update. We can do the same thing with the content, right?
Okay, Garrett, I'm a little lost about what's happening in here.
Inside of here? So over here.
Let me try to think out loud and say what I.
So you verbalize what you think is going on, so that the people can hear.
Okay, so I am actually So we're not passing anything to Notepad because we're dealing with global state, so no props involved here. On line 75, we're getting the current note from the global state instead of making it ourselves. And then on line 89, so basically we're saying if there's a current node, then show us the value of it. If not, then we're making a new one.
Yes. And so here is the thing, right?
Yeah.
This local state we use for creating a new node. But when we have global state, it doesn't cost us no reads or writes. It doesn't kill our performance, none of that. So if there's a current...
I was going to say, does that mean that in our change handler, we need to check if we're updating or if we're creating a new node because it's going to do something different?
So we have the current node and we want to update it. So update current node, right?
Yeah.
And then we would just update the both of those on change handlers.
Okay.
If you want to do that.
Okay. So if current note, then we're doing update current note with current note.
Well, with the same this same object.
Which object?
That you passed right in here.
Yeah, my bad. Hold on.
Yeah, you good.
Okay. But instead, it's going to be current node. Okay, cool.
Do we need an else? I'm sorry. I mean, if we will leave it here, I'm just sorry. Code syntactics. Okay, so and then we would do the same thing for the text area and the content, right?
Yeah.
And so, because we want to get that live changing, and then what this does is that even when we change it in the editor, you'll also see those changes affected in the what's it called, in the sidebar.
Yes. Okay. Got it.
Cool. So let's go see. So if you look at note 5 and we put a D. Oh wait, that did. Wait.
It's not showing.
Let's see. If the current node, update the current node with the current node content, either target value. Let's see if it's changing in actual. Yeah. Okay. So.
It's because we're sending only one of them to the renderer.
Well, not even that. So the sidebar, these notes don't come from the global state. That's why. So we haven't done that. So I think that's the last thing that we have to refactor for a global state. Yeah. So you see how it's still getting this hard coded data. I'll keep that there. But again, update current notes. We can just say notes, and then we can just take this one and then change it to notes. That's it. So one thing that we can do is in the app container. Yeah. So we need to do a use effect, and this is going to be like our data fetching right over here. Yeah, get data. That's fine. Let's. Whoa, what is? And then this is where we're about to start getting into Firebase, which is everything is set up. Like everything is already set up for Firebase.
Oh my gosh, so James is here. Thank you so much for coming, James. I really appreciate it. So
Hey,
James
James, what's going on?
is he's the instructor for a launch code course that I'm TAing for, and he's amazing. And he does a bunch of live streams on Twitch and YouTube
Oh,
too.
fire.
Yeah, so guys, follow
on,
James Q Quick on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter, everywhere. Thank you so much.
Appreciate the support, James. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. So is this a good time to get into Firebase?
Not yet, because
Okay.
look, so go back to the web browser and try something. I'll show you something.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yes.
notice how nothing's showing up in the renderer. I think something is broken
Oh,
there. Like,
the renderer. Ah, my bad.
that's
Okay.
what I'm saying. So if you follow me. Are you following me?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. So if you go to Notepad, notice how we're only sending one. So I think this is gonna need to be either or, right? So
Yeah, current note or note. Yeah.
okay, now try again.
Good catch.
Okay.
Thank you so much. You're so helpful.
De nada. Okay, so I think we can get into. Oh, wait. Quick recap because I need to get all this stuff. Okay, so we can create the node. When you create the node, it opens that little sidebar with everything in it, and then when you save, what happens? I think before we get into Firebase, let's.
So the save. So
Yeah.
right. Okay. So right. So all of this is being updated and stuff, right? That's fine.
Yeah.
But when we refresh this, none of that is going to still be there. So just because it's updating, that doesn't mean that it's actually being saved. So when we actually click on that save button, then it'll update in Firebase.
Okay.
So that when you refresh, those changes would still be there.
Okay, so yeah, so we're technically at that point. Cool.
Mm-hmm. So
so I'm gonna make a Firebase folder.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll call it backend.
Okay. So guys, what we need to do when we go over to our Firebase dashboard, and this is the final steps of this beautiful live stream, is you want to click this cogwheel, right? And you want to go to project settings. And when you do that, you want to go over here, scroll down, it says there are no apps in your project. You could just go over to, well, this is for iOS, Android web, even Unity, that's pretty dope. So just click on the web, then just give it one thing, goalie, nickname, we don't really need hosting. Cool, next, so you can copy this. I'm not going to copy it there. I'll copy it from over here because we want the config file because we're using their SDK. We aren't using their we're not using their CDN. Like this is their CDN where if you're doing like a vanilla JavaScript and stuff like that, then you can go do that route. But we can just grab it here. Then what we do is, where's the backend folder? The backend folder needs to be in the source folder.
Okay, hold on.
Because we're working with React. And not Next.js. But that'll be another conversation.
We're not doing this today.
Okay, wait, you already put it. Okay, great, nice. So we can just change this to be that. All right, cool. This is all you need. So what are we doing? Import Firebase from Firebase, right? Boom. That's it, right? And then we want to just copy the config that we got from our Firebase dashboard, right? And then this part is very important because this makes sure that you don't like go over your quota and that you only initialize one Firebase app. That just means that length. If there's like no apps currently open, then initialize your Firebase app, and then now we have access. And I would really like to show y'all all the things that they have, but there's no IntelliSense. But essentially, they have Firebase Firestore, and if you see, it'll show up. No, maybe. But they have like auth, as you can see, they have like Firestore. We don't need any providers or anything. The only two things that we need is Firebase itself and Firestore. We need Firebase because Firebase is so good to us that they give us our own timestamp from their server so that all the timestamps all line up with everyone's zone, no matter where you are in the world. So it's really great on that day. You do that for us. Is there files in here? No, great. So that's fine. That's it, right? What we can do here is just start getting our notes, initial notes. Nope. So over here, we can access Firestore directly. So we can say import Firestore from the config. And then we can say Firestore dot. Oh, actually, because we don't have IntelliSense, this is going to really help us out. So what do we want to do, right? If we go to Cloud Firestore, right, because that's what we want to use, we just want to create the database. Production mode, just do test mode. Nobody really cares. Central time, yeah, that's fine. It'll go ahead and provision it. That just means that it's going to create your Cloud Firestore in the region that you set it for. And the one thing that I love about Firebase, y'all, is that their documentation is incredible. When I was an intern there, a buddy of mine actually interned for Firebase, and their interns work on documentation. So they are heavily invested in documentation.
Hold up. You interned for Firebase?
No, I interned for Google Search, but I knew someone who interned for Firebase.
Oh, okay.
I would have been way too biased if I interned for Firebase, but I would have been like, no. But their Firebase documentation is just incredible, right? So let's just create a collection, right? Let's just call it notes. And then it gives us auto IDs. We don't really need to worry about that. So what does a note have? A note has a title. Google is so UI friendly. So their developer tools are even more UI friendly. Come on, y'all, get with it. So we can say test note. And what else does it need? Use a timestamp. And I think we can just give it a timestamp. Yeah, cool. Actually, not timestamp, but date. Let's just say today's date or tomorrow's date. Doesn't really matter. And then we have a pinned, which is a Boolean. So it's not like true or false, right? True is fine. We just do that just so that stuff is set up. Boom, now we have our database. Wonderful.
Yeah.
But now there's documentation, y'all. So what we want to do is no matter how many notes are in here, we just want to just go and get all of them. And because I don't know how to do that from the top of my head, we're just going to look at the documentation. Because the documentation is so great. We get started with Firebase. So we want to go over here to Cloud Firestore and then read data. So get data once. I'm telling you, man, their documentation goes crazy. We just want to get where is it? Where is it at? I thought there was okay. Yeah, get a document, not get a document. We want to get all the here we go. Get multiple documents from a collection. I will drop this in the chat. And so basically we're just gonna something try reloading. Am I reload this? I don't know. That's weird. I'll put it in the Black chat later on. But we can just copy and paste this. And this is we can make this async so that we don't have to deal with stuff like that. So we can say const. I think this is going to give us a snapshot. So snapshots are things unique to Firebase. And we don't really need to worry about them right now. Just know that they are like arrays, but they're like Firebase's special arrays. Just know that. One quick thing, y'all. When you're dealing with asynchronous things, always wrap things in a try-catch. Why? Because you don't want to hurt yourself. You don't want to, right? I wouldn't want to, because you're gonna hurt your brain.
Did I do something? Oops, sorry.
So.
Okay.
So we want to try to get this. Wait, all right. Okay, cool. So, right, we want to try to go and just get all of these notes from our database, so from Firestore, right? And then once we do that, oh snap. And so then once we do that, right, we have this query snapshot, right? Oh, I lied. Not supposed to be that. Snapshot dot for each. So all we need to do is just say const. We should just say notes if we wanted to. And then we can just, so we get all of this information about the document. And so the document is just what we have over here, right? It's just these notes. And so what we do is, we can just say notes.push, and we want to give it the document ID as well as the doc.data. And that's literally it. That's all that we have to do.
Okay.
That's literally it. So again,
so can we test this with the what's it called, with the sidebar?
Yeah, for sure. When we go over to, well, okay, so here's what we do, right? So we have our current notes. We want to get the update notes from our global state. And initially, we just want to get initial notes from our folder. Backend, then what is it called? Get initial notes. And then, let's just, for ease of sake, let's just add a callback. So we're just gonna pass it this function so that whenever we actually do get the notes and we're good to go, then we can just say callback and then pass those notes. Okay, what's the compile? Oh, wait. Backend config. Can you save it on your end? Wait, what's the?
Here, passing update node and.
Okay, index, so backend index error is not defined. Boom, that's fine. And then use effect is not defined. You guys are so funny. Import use effect from React. Okay, now that should be fine. So when we go over here, right, built. Whoa. There you go. Oh, use effect. Okay, come on now, load up, because yes, it is. Come on now.
It's working for me.
Okay, great. So now when we go to like our data provider, we see that we can see our state has only one thing and says test note. And where does it get the test note? It gets it from Firebase. So now we're good. Wonderful. All right, what's next? What's left to do, I should say.
So we only have one Firebase method or function in our index.js. So now, guys, we need to add the other ones. So the first one is get initial notes, because that's what we're using to get everything from the server. Now we need something that will allow us to create the note. Okay, so if we're making a new note, how is it going to get to Firebase is what we're about to work on. And to do that, I am going to, just quickly export another function right here. So add new note, async data. Let's see. Okay. Okay. How does this look, Garrett?
Wait, where's it? Add a new note. So doc, is it add?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. Sorry. Cause okay, no, that's fine. Okay, yeah. Sorry, good. Because I was thinking about updating, but this is just adding. Great.
Yeah, this is for like a new note.
We technically do we need to return the doc? We don't need to, but we can for now.
I mean, it depends on if you want to use the callback or, like, basically, if we add a new note, then
Then it needs to update on the. Okay.
Yeah. So I guess that instead here.
In the notepad.
Okay, so maybe what we can do is we can actually use the callback and then pass the note and then use that to like update everything.
Well, for the save button, right?
No, for the adding.
Well, for the add a button, like where's that gonna be used at? That's gonna be used in the notepad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. For the save.
Yeah. So then we can just call the add new note and then pass it the new note and then the callback, just like how we did for the sidebar, where the callback is just like the update then in new notes, which would be fine.
That's what I was trying to say.
Okay, it's fine. Let's do it.
Okay.
It's a notepad. Are you gonna do it?
Oh, I thought you were doing it.
Oh.
Sure. Okay. So this is a new note. Where do I go to the save button? Okay. Are you following me?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we're doing on click, it should call the. Is it gonna call that Firebase function directly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Thank you for reminding me. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, I like that.
Because I was trying to, I didn't know how to say it, but basically, yeah. Okay.
So all we need to do, I totally forgot that was the plan. My bad, I totally forgot. Okay, so two things. One quick thing. So basically, all of the stuff is just gonna go inside of.
By the way, to all our 9 people still on the live, like you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being here.
So for the use data, right? So you know how like these what's it called? Brain fart. How these updaters are like very simple. Instead, let's just say, so like when we update the notes, right? The first thing that we got to do, like most of things will probably be asynchronous, if not. So we just want to await initial notes. Let's create something real quick. We want to say update initial notes, right? And then this is going to do something. There is no payload, but it's still going to accept the notes. So this part is going to go up here, and then we can just remove that. So the get initial notes is going to be the same function that we already wrote, but we won't need to do it in the app container. So instead of doing get initial notes and calling the update function, we will say update initial notes. So we're just taking the update notes function and just replacing it. So this is going to be update initial notes. And then boom. So when we call this update initial notes, it's going to fire this function up here. Well, we just have to call it update initial notes. And then what it'll do is that it'll again do the get initial notes. If we do this, get initial notes from, where are we? Probably backend. Yes. And that's fine. So again, it's gonna do the get. Okay. Okay. So we are just going to get the initial notes from over here, which is we are already wrote the Firebase logic, and then we're gonna say const notes is equal to nope, can't use that. Const initial notes is equal to that, and then we can just set the notes to be. Anyway, I cannot spell. All right. So what that is going to do is initial notes. I just need to return it. So instead of callback, I can just return notes. And we don't need a callback here. So that eliminates that, right? So when we go to refresh it, like it still works. Everything's fine. So now when we go to the notepad over here and we add the note, so we add the new note right here. Where are we? Where's the save button? Okay, cool. So the save button, when we click that button, it's going to, we don't need to update the current note. We just need to update the notes, right? So this update notes, what is update notes called? I'm curious. Okay, it's only called over here. So this update note is going to be when you add a new note, essentially, or any like update or add. And what this will do is this will basically do the same thing. And now we just need to update the notes with whatever the current notes are, plus this new added note. I'm gonna just say, I'm trying to give it a good name. Newly updated notes. Very long name. Newly updated note, right? And so instead of get initial notes, this is going to be, what is it called? Add new notes. There you go. So add new notes. So we can test it out, I guess, right? Again, just so that everyone's on the same page. This update notes, when we click on the save button, well, first let's import it. So update notes. Whenever we click on the save button, is going to need to call it update notes, and we're going to pass it. What do we pass it? We pass it. Oh, well, we're going to pass it the payload. Yeah, we needed to note. So the payload is going to be over here, and also in this case,
it has to be either or again.
Great. Thank you. I can see something happening, but I will let the viewers figure that one out. So
okay.
Okay, stop it. Okay, cool. So whenever we update the note, we're gonna go ahead and add this new note over here. Did I spell it right? Why is this not?
What
Did I spell it wrong? Or maybe it's just the thingy. Because it's saying that payload. That's weird. I think it's fine. Okay. We're gonna.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, cool. So that you all can see it, that it actually updates over here, or that it gets added when we create a new note. I'm gonna say new note. I'm gonna say something. When we press save, and you see that it gets updated over here, right? Aha. So, wait, why did it? Okay, that's weird. So no staff filter. They're saying that it's not an array because the filter is not a function. Only comes when it's saying that this is not an array on the sidebar.
I'm not. Oh, never mind.
So let's take a look at the sidebar and see why it's saying. So we get the notes from the used data from our global state. And let's see, notes. So the notes originally, okay, so this is the good time when we debug with the components page in the developer tools so that we can actually see it, right? Well, one thing that I saw, which was weird, actually very weird, was that when this added over here, it didn't add, like, it added the title and the content, but it didn't add the pin. Didn't add the pin, but the pin is over here. Why didn't it add the pin? Oh, wait. That's very weird. When you press else note. Oh, because over here. Oh, wait. No, that's not supposed to be it. Note. Oh, because current note. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think I get it. So when you create a new note, right? Where's the button on the sidebar? So when we create a new note, we set it equal to just an empty object, but we just need to give it its defaults. And equals false. Boom. And now we're good. So let's test it out. Oops. And then over here. And now
it's still doing it for me.
Really? Let's see. Const my new note.
Filter is not a function.
Save. Why is it? No style filter is not a function.
Feel free to help us out in the chat, guys.
Yes, if y'all know what's going on or have an idea. No style filter error occurred in the sidebar components. No style filter is not a function. Sidebar just everyone. Since it's in the sidebar, no style filter notes is. Maybe I just need to do that. Oh, okay, wait. So it's probably because of the global state. Whenever we add this note, I think that it has something to do with this. So let's go ahead and just log the newly updated note. See what we're getting back from it, because that's probably what is breaking it, in my opinion. Okay. So let's see. When we come over here, then we go ahead and create a new note, something, and then it goes to add. This is why. Oh, wait. I think it's because when you add it, no, you awaited it. Wait, so what is the doc? Or the document is what we're getting back. Oh, you. I think you're just supposed to return doc.data. I think that should be it.
It's working for me.
Now with the doc.data?
I don't know, like everything is just working now. Wait.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah.
So it stays in there and the sidebar gets updated? Oh, whoa, that's because I commented this out.
So it's not actually saving anywhere.
Yeah, it is saving it, but it's not updating.
Like it's not going to Firebase.
Yeah. Add document. That's weird. Okay, yeah, like I know about the dot set. Let's see. You can do this by calling add dot then. Oh, it's a doc ref, not doc. Oh well, no, that's the same thing. Docref.id. Honestly, we don't need to. I think that returning it is giving us issues because when we look at the newly updated, we don't need to do this. I don't think so. We can just send in the payload right there. I think that would be fine. So, failed to compile. Let's put this over here. Oh, my bad. Okay, I think I know what it was. Because I said, I know what it is. My bad. Destructuring. Yes. Destructuring. This is an object and not an array. My bad. That's all it was. I think. Yeah, had to be. That's that.
Guys, just stay with us for another 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, we're gonna stop the live. We'll keep going with the app if we still have more to do, and then we'll give you guys a link to the GitHub and the Black Discord server. Okay.
Yep, that's what it was.
But don't go yet, because we'll still be around for 20 more minutes. Okay.
So when we come over here and look at it, and we see like, hey, okay, let's delete all these real quick. Delete collections, notes, and then do that. I don't think that we need to collect it. Let me say new notes, then save, and then probably just needs to refresh because the collection's not there already. So I had to create the collection, and then loads, and then you'll see the note. Boom. Okay, everything is fine. And then when we refresh this, when we refresh this, all right, let me do it again. So we do pull side chats, save, boom, there you go. Woo! Cool, there you go. It was my fault because when I added it as an object instead of an array. That's crazy. That's very wild. Welcome to JavaScript and debugging. Okay, what's next? Did you the timestamp?
Nope.
Or
wait, what?
Well, like everything is basically done. It's just creating creating the pin and delete and the date.
Yeah, I'm like 30% lost with the refactoring going on.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. So we will
But
stop it at there. So we have it working. Like, this is working, right? I promise. Wait, let me do this. I promise it is working. Oh, this is probably gonna mess it up because we didn't do like an update. But
no, the content is not updating. It seems like it's the same content for everything. That's like a little bug in there. Like if you make a new note and then you click on the sidebar notes, the content is the same for each of them. For some reason.
Notepad. Oh, that's because the text area doesn't have a value.
Okay.
Current note dot content or note dot content. Now it should do what it needs to do. Yeah, and so now you can see it over here. So even when we refresh, right, and then we go and grab our the one on the top, you can see that we get our stored data, and the markdown is there.
Yeah.
So it's saved. It's just like the up or the edit. It is because we aren't saving the IDs. That's why we got the duplicate. So how do you want to go through this? What do you want to do next, or finish off with? Do you want to just do like a recap of how the global state works?
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be helpful.
Great. So starting from the top, where's it at? Okay, cool. So we have this hook, right? And so called use data, and what that's doing is that it's serving as our data layer, so that our UI and our backend database don't have to talk directly to each other. So the UI hits the data layer, which is this use data hook, and then for any CRUD operations, create, read, update, or deletions, it happens in this file. So Firestore will never be imported from like a UI. It'll just be used, or we'll just create those functions and import them here, right? So social distancing, yes. Stay socially distanced. So over here, right, with React, we're using their React Context API, which is just internal. You just import it from React, just like we do with other hooks, like use state, use effect, and so forth. So right here, we are establishing our data context, and what that's doing is it's creating us a consumer and a provider for us to deal with. Don't worry about the consumer. Let's worry about the provider. The provider gives us a wrapper to wrap our entire app or individual pieces of the app, whatever you want, to go ahead and provide whatever value we give it to all of those nested elements. So that's why the data provider, it will give us children, and it literally wraps those children. And then we just create this one function called use data state, consider it a custom hook if you want. But all it's doing is saying, hey, hello? You had a question or no?
Hello? No. I was just actually I can add something. So I don't know if you code in Java, maybe you're familiar with the idea of setters and getters. The use data state that's essentially what it is. It creates privately its own state. So it has like its own private variables that the other components need to go, like the other components have to go through it in order to set anything, okay? So the other components don't have direct access to set nodes or set new node or set current node. You have to go through use data state in order to set these things. So that's why it's called global state, right? Everything can't just pick up values by itself. You have to go through this. So anything that use data state is returning are like setters and getters and the variables that you need to use, pretty much. Okay.
Exactly. Again, she's the explainer, not me. So
you're doing great. You're doing amazing.
Thank you. So, like here is the state. So this state over here. Oh, Beck and Blake. Oh,
we have some questions.
Great.
How did you guys learn to code, improve on your front end and back end skills? Any resources? Yes. So resources, I highly recommend this website called scotch.io. I don't know if they're still called that, but you can check. So scotch.io, I go there for like tutorials on like React and stuff. And also there's this website called dev.to. It's a blog. It's a blogging platform for like developers. So people have a lot of tutorials there that you can follow. Also watching people's YouTube videos, like James Q Quick, the instructor that was on earlier. Maybe you want to follow like tutorials on YouTube. But one thing I recommend is that after you follow a tutorial, kind of like what we're doing now, just watch the whole thing. And then later, try to do it all by yourself, like without watching any videos. You got to suffer. You have to like suffer by yourself so that you remember how to do it from your own like memory, pretty much. So that's what I would recommend. And if you have like anything you think would be useful, like any app idea, anything that doesn't really exist yet, you can go like, hey, today I want to build this. And you just build it. I mean, okay, that's easier said than done. But you just try to build it without following a tutorial. I feel like the more things you do without following tutorials, the better you're going to be at coding, in my opinion. Okay, but that being said, of course, always follow our tutorials. So always follow our tutorials, always follow like the live streams and things like that, and then later try to do it by yourself. So that's my advice. Yeah, Garrett, what do you want to say?
I'd say for that great question, I'll say to join Black. We are a community that provides help and support to those who have questions. So we talk about a whole bunch of this, front end stuff, back end stuff, Java, whatever you want, we can discuss it. But for me personally, I watch YouTube. Like if I were to go to my YouTube right now, it would just be Call of Duty and like Next.js right about now. But it was really just like, so I like self-learn most of this stuff. And it was like, there's some top YouTubers out here. And I would just say everyone has like ideas that they want to do, right? And you have to like dig into your passion to really like identify good projects. So like what matters to you? Is it something with your family, personal finances, nature, and just go and like create it, right? The React, specifically the React community, is so large and so helpful to the point where they've created libraries to really make you do anything. Carousels, thumbnails. To even start off, like for React, something that I would like consider doing is like using libraries, like a component library, so that you can create really beautiful, nice things like material UI. Just go and create components and build, these dashboards or these, high fidelity websites, so that you can really focus on the core logic behind React. Because sometimes like I know that like why I'm so good at like CS, I guess, is because wait, what's the other one called? Hold on. I'm trying to think of this other library. Damn, it starts with a T. Bree, what was the other library that I told you about? Where like the Nigerian guy had made it. It was, I think you're on mute.
Can you hear me?
Was not.
I really can't remember. It was a styling thingy, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't remember.
It's fine.
But just FYI, I'm putting together a list of people that they might want to follow, people that we know especially. So I'm just putting them up here.
Yeah. So back to what I was saying. Like, I feel like it would just be really great to like just let someone else handle like the styling of things, because I know that when I was developing, like why I'm like pretty good at CSS now is because I was focused on making stuff look good before it worked good. And I feel like, to answer your question, just find something that like you really are like passionate about, and just go and just focus on how to like create it. Or another thing that you can do, which will really get you in the fundamentals of understanding React, go and like recreate something. Like simple things like go and create Airbnb. Like just go recreate it. Simplest things, like you don't have to go and recreate everything. Just go and create this one screen. The first thing that you see on here, just go and create, right? And what this does for you right here is that there's certain little micro interactions that pop up. Like, okay, boom. Like if we look over here, like how do you like click on something and basically the whole style changes, right? What does that look like, right? Definitely just click on like any site, WhatsApp or something, and just go and recreate it, because I think that when you look at stuff like these really big tech corporations and you're able to mock something that they've built, it really gives you some satisfaction, and it'll like help you on your drive. But great question. But yeah, what I really want to find that man's thing, because it was like a black guy who created it, and it's not Tailwind CSS, it's another one. Oh my gosh, what is the name of it? I really do want to CSS. I don't know what it's called. Oh, not CSS4. It's I'll find it later and then I'll post it. Okay, but I think that we can end it off right there. I think.
No. Can you hear me? No. It's Chakra UI.
Oh, there you go. Chakra. There you go. Chakra UI. Thank you. There you go.
Yeah.
Chakra UI.
I was just talking to myself. I was on mute this whole time. But basically, guys, so follow Lazy Algorithm on YouTube. So that's my friend. He has an amazing YouTube channel where he talks about coding. He's going to be doing his own tutorials, like live streams, different content. It's super interesting, and he's really funny too. So follow him on YouTube. Follow James Q Quick. So we're going to be sharing all these people on our Discord, but just for right now. So follow James Q Quick on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Actually, follow all of them everywhere. Follow Danny Thompson on YouTube as well. JC Smiley on dev.2. He's a blogger. So I'm gonna have everything there for you guys. Maya Loves Code on YouTube, The Come Up on YouTube. So a lot of amazing people, amazing content creators, tech content creators for you. Yeah. So I'm gonna shout out everybody. Follow my girl follow Favor Adegi on Instagram. And you know what? I'll compile a list of everyone, just everybody that I think that you guys might be interested in, and then we'll have it on Black. So I think do we have a channel for that on Black, Garrett? Like resources or something? Like shout out to like people that they might want to follow on different
we can
platforms.
create one.
Okay. But actually, if you just go on Garrett, if you don't mind, go to usedata.js at the bottom. I put the list there.
Are you? Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. So wait, let me add favor. Yeah. So, like, guys, this is a list of people that you might want to.
We should.
You can take a screenshot
because it might be hard to like find this person on Instagram.
Yeah, but it's literally her name. It's not gonna be hard.
Okay.
But like copy this and maybe put it in the chat or something.
Okay. My chat has been tweaking, so I don't think I can send messages anymore. I'll try. But did it work? Yes, it did.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, put the links in the chat. Like, yeah, we will do that in the Black. All right. We will do that. We will do that.
Got you guys.
All right. Any other lasting questions? We can open it up for Q&A or anything for a couple of minutes.
Yeah. So we're pretty much done, but we'll stay on for like 5 more minutes to just chat.
Yeah, 5 minutes. And
this
we'll definitely put this. Also, let us know like if you again, live streaming is like you don't have to be like an expert at like something to live stream. If y'all want to come up here and live code or code live with someone up here, like me, Bree, Daryl, any of the moderators for Black, like let's get it popping. Just let us know what you want to do, and we can plan accordingly.
Yeah.
Let's go get it, right? But also let us. Yeah.
And I was just gonna go finish, and I'll.
I was gonna say also let us know what you want to see us code live. Like if there's something specific, that you're starting. If you're starting to do Swift UI, and you want someone within the community to do a live coding session, then we can make it happen.
Yeah. Yes.
So, more React.
Okay, more of this. Yay! Awesome. Thank you. What was I gonna say? Quan said, "Y'all make live streaming look easier than it look." Thank you. Because by the way, this is my first time live coding, like actually live, right? Like I'll do it in class because I'm a TA, so maybe I'll do that in class and stuff. But or maybe on Brina's code, but I don't think I've coded live on Brina's code. But basically, this is my first time doing this on live. So I was super nervous in the beginning, but eventually I warmed up to it. Because, we're chill people. We like talking anyway. So it's like, okay, let's go. But I just wanted to say, guys, please follow us on Clubhouse if you're on Clubhouse. Oh, yeah. What's our name on Clubhouse again? It's Black, right? Black Coder or something?
I can. Give me a second. Let me try and see if I could get a link.
Okay, so Quan is saying we should live stream a recipe app. Okay, sounds good. And Quan, knowing your friend Garrett, he's gonna want to do that in Next.js. So I feel like that's gonna be our next live.
I was literally thinking about that right now. I was just like, all right, how would that work?
Exactly. My point exactly.
Let's not do that.
My point exactly. Oh yeah, and don't forget to follow me as Brina's Code on Instagram.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'll put it. Hold on.
Okay. Please don't put it. Gracias. So yeah. Where are you putting it?
On the live. Hold on, give me a second. Damn. All right, let's see. See this and then do it.
Yeah, so
I can't type
code. And follow Garrett at garrett.tech. Yeah, there you go. So follow at Brina's Code. I post web dev tips, like productivity tips as well. So I have a blog. Also, it's just brenascode.com. So, everything is like Brena's Code about me. So just everywhere you want to look for Brena's Code, you'll find me there. Like, so that means Twitter, YouTube. I don't have anything there yet, but it's coming. Oh yeah, and follow Garrett at garrett.tech. Yeah, and he posts a lot of like really great UI tips. So, he's a designer, so you'll be served.
And then I guess this is like a perfect place to like start this and to share with your friends. We're starting up a black Instagram as well. So also go ahead and mainly follow Brina's thingy and Black the XIZ.
Yeah.
If y'all want to follow me, then okay, cool. But
Of course they want to follow you. Come on, Mr. Designer. I'm gonna look for fonts and buttons everywhere. Like literally this one time I was making something with Garrett and I think it was like a sign in with Google button and he wanted me to make the button myself. Like he wanted me to style the button. Like why would I do that if I can just get it somewhere?
No, because that's how you learn CSS, right?
I know,
Guys,
I know.
right now
Whatever.
we have a very fresh page, 0 followers. Go ahead, Black the XYZ. Go ahead and make that blue button white, green, yellow. I don't know the colors when you follow someone. But yeah, that's it. I gotta go make some food because your boy's hungry. Yes. All right. It's been wonderful. Thank you. Let's get this thing active again. Join Black. Go ahead and tell all your friends, tell all your people. Thank you all. Oh wait, Bree, you are on mute. Why are you always on mute? You're still on mute. Technical difficulties, Bree. Can you? What is? You are still on mute. What are you trying to say? I didn't mute you. I'm very confused. Oh, can you hear me? No, we cannot hear you. Can you just? No, we cannot hear you. Why are you on mute? I think you're on mute. Can you fix it? Are you? Oh my gosh! Do it. Help. The only way to help is to end the live stream. I'm gonna screenshot this for later. Wait, screenshot. All right, cool. More screenshots. I'm gonna keep that for later. We're gonna end the live. Unless Bree, do you want to Okay, she'll be right back. She's gonna join and come back. I guess I will show you guys the shirt. Just code no switch. We don't do that at all. We just code. Bree's back. There she goes. I can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me now?
You can find it at melanin.tech.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, you're coming out staticky, and I had to log off because I was struggling. Wait, say something.
Hello.
Okay, good. Phew. Okay, good. I was speaking to you for 5 minutes, and you were just ignoring me.
No, that was not my intention.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all can find the shirt at Melanin Tech. Melanin.
Yeah.
I think it's .tech/shop. Go ahead, support them for all your. Oh, is that /store? Oh, store.melanin. Go ahead, find your shop, get right with it. If y'all want some Black merch.
I was just gonna say that. We need to come through with the merch.
Let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know. Black is free, but we might need to do a little subscription plan. I'm playing. But yeah, no, definitely shop at them. Look at all of this Black joy. This is what Black is about to get to, y'all. 2021. Yeah. That's it right there. All right. Are you good, Bree? I'm good.
Yeah.
So
thank you guys for coming. We really appreciate it. This made my week. I was gonna say this made my day, but the day is almost over. This made my week. This was really great. Now it's now it got the fear of live coding out of me, so I want to do more.
Yeah, no, let's do it. We'll also be starting up some podcasts. So you guys listen,
Yeah.
listen, y'all need to start talking in the Black server. You know, I'm just saying, you know, 'cause also y'all need to start using the Blacksmith bot too. Come on now. If y'all didn't know, asking for a friend anonymously ask questions. Any question that you have, just go send it. I don't think. Let me actually do that real quick because I really don't think that anyone truly knows what that thing does. This will be the last thing, and then we could do it, right? So I'm in the server. Because I really want y'all to start using this, right? So we have like the Black server, right? What was the last thing that it said? So technical interviews, right? Let's say like I can say that I'm like curious, like, hey, what's a question that someone would ask?
How do I loop through an array?
Okay, cool. How do I? So you literally just DM the person. I hope you guys can see this. But just if you hover over the blacksmith avatar and you go to say might be down. Nah, it's not down. It's not down. It's not down. It isn't hosted on Heroku. No, it isn't hosted on Heroku. It's hosted on Google Cloud Platform. That's why I got charged. But how do I loop through an array? Right? Once you do that, then it'll send you a message. Oh, please, this better not mess up on live. Yeah. Oh my God, this really just did that. Okay. What? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna show you guys. Wow, live broadcasting messes up everything. This is what it should show, right? I say ask a question. Oh, that's why. My bad. Okay, no, I know it's not tripping. Sorry. So to ask a question, you have to put ask, and then say, how do I loop through an array? Hey, I was about to get hot. I was about to be so mad. So boom, you go ahead and ask it, and then it'll ask where should your question be asked, and then you could go and say hashtag help wanted, and then it'll go ahead and ask that question for you on your behalf, like asking for a friend. Like, guys, just ask questions. That's all we want y'all to do. We are trying to help y'all. You can ask your questions anonymously in the server. That's all I wanted to showcase. Make sure that you preface the question with ask. But again, you can find it if you go to the general and you go to the pin tabs. It's right here. Like right over here. Just jump. Boom. All the features. Come on, y'all. This is what we're doing. GCP is greater, except for when they start charging you. But that's been so great. This has been so fun, you know. Yeah, Bree, do you have anything else?
Yeah, I was just pushing everything to GitHub. So guys, we'll have the code ready for you guys in GitHub and maybe by tomorrow we'll just clean some stuff up. And yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. I'm so happy.
Definitely appreciate it. All right. So
all right.
Talk to y'all later.
Bye.